From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Our top story this evening, a 26-year-old Fairbanks man accused of fatally injuring the 2-year-old son of his ex-girlfriend has opted against a trial by jury and is scheduled to accept a plea deal in his case on Friday.
Carl David Jr. is charged with first and second-degree murder, first-degree assault, and other charges in the April 17, 2012 assault of Jacob Williams. David was arrested the day of the assault after the woman pushed her unconscious child in a stroller to Fairbanks Memorial Hospital. His injuries included a broken neck and a fractured skull. Jacob was sent to Providence Hospital in Anchorage, where he died 2 days later. According to court records, David told Fairbanks police he threw the child on the bed because he was upset that the boy wet the bed while taking a nap. Terms of the plea deal were unavailable as of news time.
A second wolf in the interior has been found with rabies. A press release from the Alaska Department of Fish and Game today confirms the animal's location along the North Fork of the Chandalar River. In the same area, another wolf tested positive for the disease last month. The second wolf was caught in a trap March 15th, and the trapper who caught it says the animal behaved dull and unaware. The trappers subsequently fed raw portions of the carcass to his dogs, which are thought to be current on rabies vaccinations. Fish and Game officials are taking samples from animals taken near the area, but are also asking for reports on any wildlife acting abnormally.
Rabies is a very serious disease, so we take it very seriously. The chances of getting exposed to it are really pretty slim. Most exposure to rabies is not directly from wildlife. It's from pets that have been exposed to wildlife. So at this time, what we really ask people to do is to comply with the state regulations. Make sure your pets are vaccinated. Make sure that they're vaccinated, and that should keep your family safer.
Earlier today, one of the 4 men serving jail time in the John Hartman murder case went before a parole board in Colorado prison. Seeking release, his family members and supporters held vigil in Fairbanks and surrounding areas. One such vigil was held downtown at St. Matthew's Church. Marvin Roberts is serving a 38-year prison term connected to the Hartman case. The 15-year-old boy was walking home from a friend's home during the early morning hours of October 11, 1997, when he was brutally beaten and left on a street corner at 9th Avenue and Barnett Street. Roberts, Eugene Vent, George Fries, and Kevin Pease are serving between 33 and 77 years in prison for the murder. All have proclaimed innocence in the much publicized case. Reached for comment, Roberts' mother, Hazel Roberts, and others are hoping for good news.
I'm hoping this is going to be the ending for all our nightmare. It's been 15.5 years now, and we still don't know what decision yet, but we have high hopes and we're positive about it, and he's positive, so that makes it good for me.
Marvin himself has said over and over he would rather live his entire life and die an old man in prison, you know, innocent, maintaining his innocence, people knowing that he's innocent, than ever, you know, express remorse for something that he didn't do. So our hope, and I think our prayer for the parole board, is just that they listen to Marvin and that they look, you know, allow him to claim innocence. He's an innocent man.
The Fairbanks North Star Borough Assembly continues to take public testimony in regard to next year's budget. After 2 previous budget sessions, the Assembly is readying to vote on roughly $159 million for next year. Education funding is expected to receive the lion's share of public testimony this evening. The school district added over $560,000 to the school district, $440,000 less than requested. Mayor Luke Hopkins says the budget is largely the same as the previous year and does not increase revenues through property taxes. Assemblywoman Diane Hutchison submitted a proposed amendment to funding changes to the borough's health care contingency reserve that should save $600,000. After public testimony, the Assembly will meet next week to pick up debate.
All right, well, Mike Schultz is joining us for our first look at weather. Mike, tell us what's going on out there.
Guys, I feel like I should be walking around with a shield or something because of all the people coming up and saying, when is it going to stop? Like, I have control of it. And it's not going to stop. Unfortunately, we're looking at more snows coming in later on tonight and tomorrow, unfortunately. But the things are looking a little better toward the end of the weekend. Right now, temperatures around the interior, chilly once again, 34 degrees at Delta Junction, 35 Allison Air Force Base, 34 at Fairbanks, Fort Wainwright and North Pole. Out to the west, also 34 degrees in Nenana, the warmest area, around Denali Park, 38 degrees. In the lower 48, they've got forest fires, heavy snow, thunderstorms, a whole bushel full of weather. We'll tell you all about it with all the weather later on. Daryl, Stephanie?
Well, it's confirmed. It's the apocalypse.
Yeah. Say it isn't snow.
Yeah, that's right. Go
All
on.
right. Well, when we come back, an investigation is underway into the arrest of a Kodiak woman after a video of that arrest went viral on YouTube.
And a fundraiser to help homeless youth in Fairbanks. Those stories are next. Stay with us. And welcome back. Alaska's governor is refusing to repay more than $800,000 to the U.S. Forest Service due to automatic federal budget cuts. Governor Sean Parnell says he doesn't believe the Forest Service is authorized to demand the money back. Parnell says the amount in question includes $707,000 that's already been paid to the state. Forest Service Chief Thomas Tidwell sent 41 states letters asking for the return of nearly $18 million in timber payments used to pay for schools, roads, search and rescue operations in rural counties, and conservation projects.
Governor Sean Parnell is ready to announce his plans for 2014. The Republican intends to make the announcement Friday in Fairbanks. This comes weeks after the end of a legislative session in which Parnell scored a huge win, passage of an oil tax cut he'd championed. Now he could seek re-election. Parnell inherited the governor's office when Sarah Palin resigned in 2009 and won it in his own right in 2010. But he's also been mentioned as a possible challenger to Democratic U.S. Senator Mark Begich. Two other prominent Republicans have said they're considering a run against Begich, Lieutenant Governor Meade Treadwell and Joe Miller, who was a Tea Party favorite during his unsuccessful run against U.S. Senator Lisa Murkowski in 2010. Alaska's U.S. House seat is also up next year.
An arrest made by Alaska State Troopers of a woman in Kodiak is now under investigation by the State Office of Professional Standards. The entire thing was caught on video by a teenager at the home during the arrest and was posted on YouTube as seen here. Troopers initially responded Monday night to the home for a report of an apparent pill overdose. The video shows 20-year-old Skylar Irene White arguing with troopers. As the trooper was leaving, White reaches up and the trooper knocks her to the floor and then places her under arrest. The news center spoke to Alaska State Trooper Colonel Keith Mallard regarding the investigation.
What I can tell you about the two troopers that are in the video is they're still in their normal work schedule. As you can imagine, with an agency as large as ours, we take these things seriously. And in fairness to both Miss White and the troopers, we're purposefully trying to stay objective, not jumping to any conclusions or judgment on either of their activities that were captured in the video until we have all the facts gathered.
Tomorrow evening, the mayors of Interior Alaska will be teaming up with the Fairbanks Arts Association for the 2013 Interior Alaska Mayor Awards for the Arts. 6 different local artists will be presented with awards in the categories of leadership, volunteerism, advocacy, youth, and lifetime achievements in art. The event is to be held at 6 p.m. at the Alaska Centennial Center for the Arts Theater, located inside of Pioneer Park. Those involved say this ceremony is one that all local artists look forward to.
It's a sought-after award, I would say. It's recognition among your peers and amongst local government officials for all the hard work that people put in, not only to their own art, but bringing art to the community, making it accessible to the community. Fairbanks, for the size of Fairbanks, is a thriving art community. And I think a lot of that actually stems from us being sort of isolated, and we have a chance as artists to reflect and to rejuvenate and to kind of bring joy and help each other through art to keep us going through the long winters.
An unfortunate statistic in the Fairbanks area is that more and more teens are becoming homeless. The proof is in the number of teens that are flocking to the Presbyterian Church downtown to spend the night. The honor societies of Lathrop and West Valley high schools want to do something about this crisis, as the two groups will team with the Fairbanks youth advocates to create a homeless youth shelter called The Door. Saturday, a fundraising auction will be held from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Presbyterian Church downtown, with all receipts dedicated toward the new shelter. The door is expected to open later this fall over on 10th Avenue and will offer more than just shelter for the homeless kids.
Actually, that's one of the really great things about the door and the Fairbanks Youth Advocates is that they are partnered with Clearwater Counseling. So all of the kids who end up going through the door and living at the emergency shelter will have counseling, professional counseling from Clearwater available to them.
Hey, Joe. Okay, so this is the week of the, what do you call it, National Letter of Intent for a lot of kids.
Yes, of course. Just another local player makes his college choice. The West Valley baseball team, hey, they went crazy in their season opener. The score was ridiculous. The Ice Dogs, they're gearing up for Game 3 against the Wild on Friday, and the Nanack hockey team is doing something everyone is doing this time of year. Find out coming up next.
What is it?
Hello, Interior Alaska. Joe Cook back in the sports seat for you this evening. Hope all is well. And now it's time for some sports. Leading off tonight is the West Valley baseball team. 2 seasons ago, the Wolfpack finished 3rd in the state, but it was a senior-laden team. Last year, they finished 3rd in the MAC due to the youth of their team. But this season, those freshmen and sophomores are now a year older and wiser, and they've taken on the leadership role of bringing along the new players to their team. The team is growing and hoping the lessons they learned from a season ago will pay off. In some way, already has. Last night, they had their opener against Delta. The final was a whopping 22-4 victory for the Wolfpack. When they transition to conference play, whenever that will be because of the weather, they have high expectations despite their youth and a bit of an ace up their sleeve, a rare commodity, the conference's only left-handed pitcher.
It helps us a lot because not a lot of the kids on the other teams, they don't see lefties a lot. I'm basically the only one that they see throughout the high school year, and it gives us an advantage on just they don't see us a lot.
We got a couple returners, but mostly freshmen, sophomores, a bunch of new players, so it should be fun. Should be a fun year with us juniors and seniors leading the sophomores and freshmen who are new.
I tell my team that I don't go into any season without expecting a championship. And then so that's the goal from the very beginning. And that's the reason why we work, that's the reason why we sacrifice is to win a championship.
With the Wolfpack, one of their Wolves will be moving on to play college football. Senior running back and DB Dominic Anderson signed a national letter of intent last evening to play football at Presentation College in Aberdeen, South Dakota. The college has been making a good presentation, if you will, with Alaska becoming a hotbed for the growing program. 20 Alaskans are on their roster, including recent commit North Pole's linebacker and running back Ryan Wickland and Lathrop's Connor O'Daniel. He's an offensive lineman. Anderson is determined to come in and compete for the starting job. Anderson averaged 5 yards per carry in his senior campaign, but only ran for 400 yards, had 10 tackles on defense due to an injury. Anderson plans to major in sports administration. And now we go to the ice. The Ice Dogs are back home after their successful road trip in the West Division Finals against the rival Wenatchee Wild. The Ice Dogs lost Game 1, but bounced back with a 4-3 win in Game 2 and have the momentum going to Friday's Game 3 at the Big Dipper. These playoffs have been intense defensively with just a number of games decided by 1 goal, thanks to outstanding play of the goalies and the defense. You can't go wrong with Steve Perry in between the pipes. He's the backbone of the team, but he can't do it alone. The defense has been doing a decent job of getting pucks out and owning their zones these playoffs. On offense, Lawrence Cornelia has been a huge trade acquisition with his point production. Even with the stars of the team and the glue guys who make everything work, it comes down to the basics for Game 3.
You know, at this point in the season, the X and O stuff is already taken care of, so it really comes down to work ethic and basically who wants it more. So, you know, we're just competing in practice and, you know, just coming into the game, it's going to be who's going to work harder and just little battles that we got to win.
I think guys, you know, game by game, they understand what we need to do, what makes us successful. So, you know, it's a process, and the whole year we talked about getting better. So hopefully that carries over into this weekend.
It's great to be back at the Dip, and it's a great atmosphere here, and we think we can do it, win 2 here, and get the series done with. So, yeah, we rested up, and we're ready for these games.
And today, the Nanack hockey team announced 3 more additions to their 2017 recruiting class. How does the Morley brothers sound? Tyler's younger brother, Brandon, a forward of the British Columbia Hockey League, he signed. Brandon played for Team Canada the past 2 years in the World Junior Challenge and has a gold and silver medal. Chad Gian and Colton Beck are products of the BCHL. Joey Davies, a forward for the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League, led the SJHL in playoff scoring this past season. and was 4th in points in the regular season from the Humboldt Broncos. And Josh Erickson signed as well. The tough defensive forward was a team captain for the Sioux City Musketeers in the U.S. Hockey League. John Keeney and Andy Toronto are also USHL products. And these three joined Marcus Bazara and Sean Hockhausen in this recruiting class, which will be the first 4-year class for the Nanooks as a member of the WCHA. And that's a wrap for sports tonight. Thanks for rocking with me for a little while. For more KTVF Sports, go to Twitter, YouTube, webcenter11.com, and get our mobile app. Stay cool, Alaska. Mike Schultz has your full weather forecast coming up next, and we'll catch you next time.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back into Fairbanks Evening News. Mike Schultz with you once again for a look at the weather. And, man, it was a gorgeous day across the interior. Lots of sunshine, just a few clouds. Hard to believe that something's on the horizon coming in our direction and could bring us more snow. We don't want to talk about that right now. We'll give you a photograph that was sent in by one of our viewers. This one from Thomas Schneider, a northern hawk owl. Really majestic creature. Those owls are so cool. If you have a photograph to share, by all means, send it to me at MikeSchultz@KTVF11.com. Here's your numbers for right now. The normal high is really a lot higher than it was today, but 34 is right now the temperature after a high of 35, the low last night 20. Record high 78, 1995. What a day that was. 1945 got down to 5 degrees that day. Sunrise 5:14 this morning. Sunset will be at 10:27 this evening, giving us 17 hours, 13 minutes of daylight, a gain of 7 minutes from yesterday. Here's our satellite picture. Clouds are starting to get a little closer to us now. In fact, they are crossing the Alaska Range, so some of this moisture may work its way in, like I said, later on tonight, giving us some snow showers and a little better chance of more snow as this system continues to move to the north, so we've got to keep an eye out for that. What's going on across the rest of the state? Well, for the most part, lots of rain over southeast Alaska. Juneau getting pounded by heavy rain. Ketchikan, just cloudy skies. A few showers, rain showers around the Anchorage Bowl area. Cloudy skies at Kodiak. Also cloudy skies around Bethel. And some snow falling on the north slope at Barrow, Fort Yukon 25. Lower 48 weather. Like I said, a lot of weather going on. Hot temperatures out to the west are helping to bring forest fires and brush fires to much area of the southern California area. While we have lots of snow across the Minneapolis area, thunderstorms rumbling across the deep south. Here's a satellite and radar. Again, you see the pink indicating where the snowfall is just kind of moving in one position right up and down from the north to the south. And they're bringing just tons of snow to southern parts of Minnesota. A lot of rain over the southeast. Nothing going on out to the west except for winds, and that's what's causing the problems there. This weekend, the jet stream will continue to remain to the north, bringing most of the energy way up to the north, but still showers and thunderstorms expected over the southeast, and cooling down a little bit over the southwest. Well, back to Alaska for tomorrow. For the northern sections, cloudy skies at Barrow, sunny skies in Nome, a couple inches of snow expected in Fort Yukon. Here in the interior, also a couple inches of snow possible around the Healy area. We'll have scattered snow showers here in the Fairbanks area. Over southeast Alaska, the rain will continue once again. Heavy rain at Juneau and cloudy skies at Ketchikan. While out to the southwest, we're looking at partly cloudy skies in Bethel, cloudy for Cold Bay, and rainy skies around the Kodiak Island area. Over the south central regions, rain expected in the Anchorage area and Homer, with rain and snow in Valdez. Once again, time for our Kids Weather segment. This week we've been talking with the kids from the Chinook Charter School, but tonight the teacher has an interesting fact for us.
Hello, I'm Wendy Demers from Chinook Montessori Charter School, and this is my 4th through 6th grade classroom, and we have a weather fact we'd like to share. Did you know that the wettest place on Earth is a little island south of India, where more than 480 inches or 40 feet of rain falls each year?
And next week, our weather kids will be visiting us from Hunter Elementary School. Here's your forecast for the remainder of the night. 23 degrees, increasing clouds with snow showers possible later. Tomorrow, we're looking at cloudy skies, continued cool with some snow possible, 33 degrees, and the extended forecast still trying to be optimistic as we're looking at temperatures once again should be warming up slowly through the weekend. And again, temperatures will be nearing that 50-degree mark, hopefully by Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. Also, the rain and snow should be ending at the same time, and overnight lows very warm by Tuesday night, 30 degrees for the overnight low.
We just can't get away from that snow.
Cannot get away from it, yeah.
What is going on?
In all my life, I've never heard of snow in May.
I have to say, Ryan Middle School, I posted on my Facebook page, on their prompter, they put, "Is this Narnia?" Or
Yeah.
it was just so funny. So good job, guys. That was funny. All right, well, KTVF and Bailey's Furniture are teaming up for a Spring Dream giveaway where you can win a furniture package from Bailey's valued at $2,500.
Yep, and tune into the Fairbanks Evening News and News Center Final from today until May 23rd for the first half of a mystery word.
Then visit Bailey's Furniture for the second half and complete your entry for your chance to win. We'll announce the lucky winner during the Fairbanks Evening News on Friday, May 24th.
And it should be snowing by then, too.
Yeah, it probably will be snowing.
No, it will not be snowing that day.
That will wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. As always, we're glad you could join us.
Tonight on NBC Nightly News, California wildfires burning out of control, just like Mike said. Neighborhoods threatened and an entire region is on alert. That's coming up next with Brian Williams.
You can join us here 6 days a week or online anytime at webcenter11.com.
And that'll do it from all of us here at the News Center. Have a good night. See you back here at 11.